Now, Terra Luna Classic has a major day ahead of it today. We've got the Federal Reserve announcement on interest rates. We've got the Federal Reserve press conference. We've got major levels of support that were broken last night and could now lead to major levels of resistance. There's a lot of change going on for Terra Luna Classic right now, and hopefully, if we get a little glimmer of hope out of the Federal Reserve today, Terra Luna Classic could absolutely go back up in value. So let's discuss what we need to see not only out of Terra Luna Classic traders, because we did have some good signs last night, even though the price was falling. But I want to specifically spend some time talking about Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve, and what we could hear out of them that would lead to some good news for Terra Luna Classic. So if it sounds like something you're interested in, let's get started. What's up, everybody? I'm Clay. I'm here to make 2022 the best year ever. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us, become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. And look, if you're brand new to investing, you don't know how or where to buy stocks and crypto, you get a link in the description below for Webull. It is super simple to set up your account. Any deposit, you guys are getting at least 6 free stocks, up to 12 free stocks, and $1 crypto trade is going to get you $5 in free crypto. Now, if you want a crypto exclusive exchange where you can buy and sell Terra Luna Classic, you've got KuCoin down there, and KuCoin offers rewards for the more active traders. So the more you trade, the more you're going to earn. And then you've got International Binance, and we know that International Binance is by far the biggest contributor to the burning of Terra Luna Classic, and they will burn your trading fees if you're an international user and want to use them. So make sure to check them out, guys. But a lot has happened in the last 24 hours, and a lot's going to happen in the next 24 hours. So let's go over and recap some of what we saw and the amount of bullishness that we saw as Terra Luna Classic dipped down. So we've got some silver linings out there. We've got some good news amidst all the bad news that's going on right now. And I believe we should touch on that, and then we'll jump into the Federal Reserve and what we can expect out of good old Jerome Powell there. So, Terra Luna Classic last night, if you guys noticed on the chart today, it fell through a major level of support. And that level is around 22,000 points per coin. It has been testing, and if you guys can pull out an hourly chart if you want and see how many times Terra Luna Classic has tested that 22,000 point per coin level of support for the last several weeks. And every time, it has bounced off nicely. The only time it had broken down prior to that was before the Binance announcement that they would be burning Terra Luna Classic. So you've got to go back several weeks in order to see any price lower. Well, last night, it finally broke that level of support, and man, oh man, in a matter of minutes, did it shoot down to about 19,000 points per coin, losing roughly 15, almost 20% in a very short period of time. Now, this is terrible when it happens to the downside. It does provide great buying opportunities, and I'm going to talk about that in a second here. But nonetheless, it does the exact same thing when it's breaking out to the upside. So this is why I always stress the importance of technical levels of support and resistance. If one is broken, the next one in line nearly immediately gets tested if we're trading on technicals, right? We have to keep that in mind, and that's what we saw last night. You know, a lot of people are out there saying this and that caused it and so on, and to a certain degree, yeah, maybe it did. But when you've got such a textbook break of such a strong level of support, and immediately after breaking it, it falls down like it did, it's a pretty good indicator that traders are out there and they're using these technical levels to indicate where they should buy, where they should sell, and so on. Now, the good news is, after breaking down, you guys can go out on your favorite broker, or if you want to use KuCoin, hey, if you want to use KuCoin, use the link in the description just to get the statistics. You don't even have to deposit anything if you don't want. But buy and sell statistics are very important. And immediately following the crash last night through that level of support, Terra Luna Classic was bought up, and it was bought up quick. 90% of all traders, 8,000 traders, swarmed in. These are traders, guys. Remember, we were seeing 20,000 traders per hour when Terra Luna Classic was rising. The average right now has been anywhere from 1,000 to maybe 1,500 traders trading Terra Luna Classic on an hourly basis. 8,100 traders jumped in last night immediately following that fall through support, and they began buying. 90%. It was 89.6% of all traders were buying Terra Luna Classic. 89.6% of all whales were buying Terra Luna Classic. And I believe it was 84 or 86% of all pros on the KuCoin platform were buying Terra Luna Classic. So the good news is, even if the price comes back down, the dips are still being bought right now. And if they weren't being bought, we wouldn't have seen the recovery that we did. Now, I know that Terra Luna Classic is still lower than where it was in the past, but right now, we could have been trading at 19,000 points per coin, 17,000, 12,000. If people did not rush in to buy it the way that they did, we would not be at the price we're at right now. So it is good to see people still buying the dip, but I will say this. If the downward pressure continues, people can't buy the dip forever. And they won't buy the dip forever. So be careful with it. Do what you want with that information. But nonetheless, we did have a very large influx of buyers. Today's going to be a very interesting day, okay? Jerome Powell is going to announce the interest rate decision, and then he's going to have his press conference. The current market expectations are for a 75 basis point increase in the interest rates. Now, with that being the current market expectations, anything below that could be viewed as good news. I think anything above that's going to be bad news. Yes, I highly doubt we see a 100 basis point increase, especially leading into the midterms next week. I think that they're going to try and be as optimistic and positive as they possibly can. But, even the 75 basis point increase could lead to a slight pullback in the overall market and in cryptocurrencies. Guys, Terra Luna Classic is not immune to what is going on in the overall market right now, and what is going on in the overall market is extremely bearish. So we have to keep that in mind, and we have to look at all of the things affecting the overall economy if we want to be able to kind of judge what Terra Luna Classic is doing and whether or not it's bullish/bearish. Now, interest rates are great. We kind of expect them to be at the 75 basis points. The Federal Reserve press conference that takes place at 2:30 p.m. Eastern today. 2 p.m. Eastern today is the interest rate decision. It is going to be imperative that Jerome Powell has some good news. If he comes out and says that the economy is continuing to recess or retract, even though he's not admitted that we are in a recession yet, we've had those 2 consecutive quarterly declines in GDP. If he comes out and he's bearish on the economy, we're going to see the market, we're going to see crypto fall even further. If he reiterates the point that they are willing to do whatever it takes, that they are going to be increasing interest rates aggressively and continuing to do so, 75 basis points is kind of the bottom line in the sand right now that they expect to continue increasing by, and they expect to continue that aggressive stance through 2023, expect the market to go lower. It's very difficult to believe that Jerome Powell is going to come out and boost Terra Luna Classic, the overall market, stocks, crypto, and so on. However, we've got elections next week, right? And we know that these people are going to try and make things look as rosy as possible, as good as possible. And even though he says that he doesn't care about any of that stuff, I'm sure he wants to keep his job. So it's going to be very interesting to see what Jerome Powell comes up with today during the press conference, and whether or not he lies and tells us the economy is great, or whether or not he comes out and spreads the truth, and we watch markets fall going into next week here. So I want to know what you guys think. Terra Luna Classic obviously showing some weakness, falling through support, but absolute strength with the buyers just swarming in and buying it up with 90+% traders, adding to their Terra Luna Classic bags on the dip there. What do you guys think is going to happen with this Federal Reserve press conference? Let me know in the comments below, and of course, if that button right there is still red, make sure to click it, subscribe to the channel, join us, become a bro. We are here every single day, and we are growing our portfolios together. ClayBro883 everywhere. 6 to 12 free stocks on Webull, KuCoin, and Binance, free Discord, and until the next time, hope that each and every one of you have an awesome day.